and whoever wasn't on this webinar, they're going to miss the start because I forgot to hit record. So anyway, we'll talk about the stuff now. They're going to miss that amazing quote about bananas. So we're going to be talking about the power of associations. I've been listening to Brendan Burchard lately on the audio book, and he's got a book out called The Motivation Manifesto, I think it's called. And it's really, really good, guys. I highly recommend it for you guys. The other ones that he does that I highly recommend is High Performance Habits. It's really, really good as well. But he talks about the 3 different types of people, and it's such a relevant thing for us. And a lot of the guys have heard about the Yabby theory, which is one of my favorites when it comes to the law of association. Jim Rohn says we become the sum of the 5 people that we hang around the most. So we got to be selective on who we spend our time with, because their habits will rub off on you, their mindset will rub off on you. And if you're hanging around winners, it's just going to be normal for you to win. And if you're hanging around losers, we'll talk about in a little bit, it's going to be normal for you to have that mindset of you don't have to do anything and you don't need goals. So there's 3 different types of people. Generally, there's probably a few subcategories, but let's make it general. Warriors, and I'm going to open up a little bit on them. And you'll be probably thinking, yeah, this person, when I talk about these people, because that's what I was doing when I was listening to it. Weaklings and warriors. So let's talk about warriors first. And the person who sprang to my mind, just for an example, was my grandmother, my nan. I'm her favourite. She loves me dearly. But anytime I decide to do anything, she's one of those ladies, and once again, I love her dearly, but she's one of those ladies that can find a negative in every positive, right? You could tell her that you're expecting your first child and she'd be happy, and then she'd say, oh, you have to get this done. Ooh, like it's a big worry, right? So their concerns hold you back, but more importantly, if you embrace their opinions, especially if you're ambitious, their concerns will hold you back. They will not knowingly plant seeds of doubt in your mind without considering your goals and your potentials. So that's why when you do set goals, guys, you have to be set. You have to realize that if they are big and if they are ambitious and if they are worthwhile to you and your family, that some people won't think you'll be able to do it. And that's a little bit about the weaklings next, but more with the warriors, some people will be worried that you won't be able to do it. And for me, I think worrying is nearly infectious, right? You hear people have conversations and they're like, oh, what about this? Oh, and then someone else chimes in, oh, what about this? Have you thought about this thing? What if it goes wrong? But what if it goes right? I think a common characteristics amongst the successful is they're very optimistic. So when you look at something, do you think I can do that? Or do you think I can't do that? Right? So when people say, when you set your goals for this challenge and you sent them or sent through what you're after out of this challenge, some people would be thinking, and if you showed that to some people, they would openly tell you that they wouldn't directly tell you that, indirectly tell you that they don't think you can do it. And what you have to 100% believe in is you can, because your outcomes are determined by you. Generally, external factors don't really matter. We spend a lot of attention on them, but it's actually a waste of energy because there's nothing we can do about external factors. So I'm talking about the weather, I'm talking about the government, I'm talking about things like taxes, things like Donald Trump, everyone's so fixated on it. We can't control that. So if we waste our energy on that, we're actually taking that away from things that we can control, which can then go on and change our lives, rather than worrying about things that we can't, right? So that's warriors, guys. The next one's weaklings, and you might know some people that fit into this bracket, and just some words I've wrote down about weaklings are like people who are just losers, guys. I don't know how else to describe it. Like when he was talking about it, he's very articulate and he says lots of words that I understand, but you know, I can't really train with because every word means something when he talks, right? And I'm not really like that. So, but people who sit on the couch all day, people who are happy doing nothing, but more importantly for you guys, when power of association is concerned, these are people that will openly, indirectly, and directly attack your dreams. They won't worry about it. They'll say, you can't do that, or what are you doing that for? You know, and they'll really try to rock your boat. And they'll really try to sink your boat. And sometimes they don't even mean it. It's just the way they are. And it's the way they are because they don't actually have any goals themselves. There's a saying in sport, the loudest boos come from the cheapest seats. And these are weaklings. They're sitting in the cheap seats. They've done nothing. They've got no goals. They've got no experience. They've got no educated opinion or anything that can add value into actually what you're trying to achieve. But they will tell you their opinions on it, and they will be open about it. Or they'll tell people that you love their opinions on what you're actually doing. And sometimes when you hear that, it will hurt you and it will dishearten you. But what you have to be really, really clear on, the best way to get through people who are weaklings and warriors, I guess, is having clarity. Because if you're really, really clear on what you want to do, really, really clear on how you're going to do it, then these people can't take you off your course. It's only you that can take you off your course. It's only you taking in what they say. You have to build up those walls, put that Iron Man suit, and not let that stuff in. Because sometimes we know we shouldn't be letting people affect us, and it affects us anyway. But that's okay, because just keep processing that, and eventually you'll be like, why am I taking this guy's opinion for? You know? So these are weaklings. They say don't take constructive criticism from people who haven't constructed anything. So that applies to weaklings, right? So then the next one is warriors. So these are the people that you want to be hanging around. Because warriors train warriors, right? Warriors are ambitious. They know there's more to life. They might not have found their vehicle yet, and that's okay. But they know it's there, and they're looking. Warriors are also committed to the fight or the attainment of their goals, and they're willing to fight for it. And they're willing to say to weaklings, you know what? I'm happy that you have that opinion, but I'm going to do it anyway, or I'm going to try my best anyway. And I know as a human being, I can actually evolve through it because I'm teachable and I can learn things. So even if I don't have the skills now, I'm going to take lots of action, and then I'm going to figure out what I actually need. And then I'm going to learn those things, and then I'm going to take more action because I'll be better and I'll get better results. And then I'll know what I need, and then I can refine how I do it and refine my skills and get better. And eventually 10,000 hours of mastery, right? You'll be a master. The other thing about warriors, guys, they never quit. They might, I was watching a movie over the weekend, and no, it wasn't over the weekend. When was it? It was about like old school Scotland, and they were fighting England. And yeah, you might retreat from a battle, guys, but you're still in the war. Retreating doesn't mean that, taking a break to reflect and then re-strategize and go again doesn't mean it's quitting. Because if you guys don't reflect, you'll never be able to refine that skill set to get what you want. It's kind of like, the definition of insanity, trying to do things over and over again and expect the same way and expecting different results. So when you refine that process, you'll get better. But if you find the right systems, guys, and the right training structure in the vehicle that you want, and you've got support from like-minded people who have that goal set. And this is why I love our squad and our team, the Empire squad. And you just have that never quit attitude and that I'm a human being and I can evolve. I'm not like Jim Rohn says, you're not a tree. You can change. Human beings have human beings can reach for the stars. We're not monkeys. We're not reaching for bananas. Then you can't really lose. And I tell you what, you'll be a hell of a lot happier than warriors and weaklings, because success and happiness, in my opinion, you'll only be truly happy when you have worthwhile goals and you're moving towards them. You'll never be happy just sitting on the couch, goalless. If you're taking mass action towards something that you love and you're passionate about, you really can't lose. And if you understand the process of success, it's not a straight line, it's ups and downs, dips and highs and lows and whatever. But what you'll find is that as you keep going, your lows will be your old highs because you're getting better. Your highs will be breaking ground, right? That's when you know you're a warrior and you're building something special for you, not for the weaklings, not for the warriors. Cool? So that's the power of association. Everyone got that? It's getting a bit heavy. Hopefully you guys are taking notes so you can reread them, write them out a bit, write out your version of what I'm saying. Like sometimes when I take notes, I reread them and write them out in my way because I remember kind of the gist of what the person was saying, and it just gets more clear in my mind. So it's a good tip. The next one's affirmations, guys. Hopefully you guys all know what an affirmation is. Some people think it's an affirmation is like looking in the mirror and saying a whole bunch of words in a really positive future tense type context. But I've never done that. But what I do think is affirmations are everything you do every single day, every single thing you do. Jim Rohn says everything matters. How you wake up, how you leave your house, how you leave your office, how you leave your desk. Like everything matters, guys. It's kind of like the old saying, right? Especially in health and fitness. If you eat one burger, it's not going to have a major disadvantage over your overall health result if you're on a journey and you're not after a quick fix. But if you eat a burger every single day, then you're going to get hurt, right? That's like a typical example of an affirmation. It's like a ripple effect. It's like chucking a pebble in the lake, and the ripples, they go out, they get bigger and bigger, and you think things don't matter right now when you're doing them, but later on you start to form these habits through your affirmations or through your habits, and it affects your philosophy and your principles. It kind of chips away at them and saying your principles aren't you, and it kind of internally and subconsciously rips your mind apart. So your affirmations are key, and I think they're the key to your evolution, because your affirmations will form and affirmations are just like things you do every single day that affirm that you're moving one way. So from you guys' perspective, it might be drinking your 3 liters of Glow Lean. That's a positive affirmation because you're like, I'm in the summer, slim down, and I know this is going to help me, so I'm going to drink it. And that's an affirmation for you. And eating healthy and doing the challenges, they're all positive affirmations for you. But some people aren't on the call. There's 67 people in that group and 24 on this call and 3 here. So some people they're not experiencing those positive affirmations already. So you can tell their success is going to be limited because your affirmations will form your habits. And your life will end up based on your habits. If you go to the gym every single day, you're going to be in shape. It's a habit. If you don't, that's also a habit. Taking no action takes the same amount of energy as taking action sometimes. And I think your habits are formed around your philosophy as well. This is what makes us different, guys. This is what evolves people as human beings. If you don't have a philosophy on things, like your philosophy will determine your direction. And we have lots of philosophies on lots of different things, and sometimes they need refinement. Sometimes it's that line in the sand type of moment. Yeah. So affirmations are important because they form our habits, and which in turn creates our philosophy. So that's it. That's how we evolve as a human being, because if we change our habits, we change our outcomes, both positively and negatively. If you wake up an hour early and go for a walk, it's a good habit, right? PD in the ears, doing your thing, getting better. If you don't, you sleep in. That's also a habit. Maybe not as positive, okay? So that's affirmations. The next one's goal setting. I think goal setting is really what sets humans apart from everything else on the planet. Some humans don't set them. We call them the apes that reach for the bananas. I'm really happy I found that quote. I didn't think I'd talk about it so much. People set goals in different ways, guys. There's so many different ways to set goals. But what I find is, like Les Brown says, like I said before, people set them too small. And I'm not talking so much about physical goals here, guys, because, in 21 days, there's only so much you can do like that. There is a tip, right? Like that's a capped outcome. For your life, though, it's an uncapped outcome, right? If you continue the habits that you learn in the 21 days. So, firstly, with your goal setting, just as I'm going to just give you some philosophies around it, and you can write them out as you want, and there may be a couple of tips. But I would have the understanding that you can change and you can get better and you can turn into the person that can achieve them. So try to think of your future self when you're setting your goals. You times 10, like super you, supercharged Tash Bales, Belinda Marsh, Meg Fenton, and then set your goals as supercharged. And then reverse engineer them a bit. And this will go back to the first topic of power of association, because your massive goals will nearly be an outcome of the people that you hang around. Because we kind of as humans, we kind of absorb it. Yeah? So we need to set those goals, because what those goals will do will drag us out of that. And they'll put us near people that can help us achieve them. It's a subconscious thing, but once you set your goals, you'll actually be looking for that in the marketplace subconsciously, not consciously. You won't be looking around going, who can help me achieve my goals? But you'll see things that you didn't see already. Has anyone ever bought a car and then gone, wow, everyone drives this car? You see them everywhere. Not me, but have you? Adriana has. So that's just an example, guys, of the subconscious mind. Things are there. We just have to set goals so we can see the opportunity, right? So set your goals really massive, 3 to 5 years, and then some short-term ones maybe as well, some bridging steps. So for us in the Herbalife business, for example, it might be like a pin at a time, but for you, it might be 5 kilo blocks or book at a time or whatever it is. What I always do is I subcategorize my goals as well, because we have different areas of life. So they're always physical, always mental. They always have mental goals. It's the most important, guys. Don't underestimate that. Have business goals or finance goals, or for you, it might be career goals. You want to be you're a teacher now and you want to be the principal or whatever. I don't know, like you're a junior. I don't even know any examples. You're a bartender and you want to be a supervisor. That's another example for a job. You're a sales assistant not salesperson at, Jesus, she's going to punch me, at Simmons Home, but now you want to run Simmons Homes, right? That type of stuff. So career goals, maybe some social goals as well. A lot of us do that all right, though. But you might want to make new friends. You might want to try to get yourself out there a little bit more. You might be on this call as a mum, move to a new place, and you're like, I don't really know anyone. Well, maybe a goal would be is to meet some people. Also, there's spiritual goals as well. That could be religious. I'm not religious though, so it might be just things that you do for you, things that you believe in. What's important, like you time. What do you want to do for you every day? I think it's important. Got to look after yourself. So I always categorize them in these little subcategories. And then I set massive ones. But then what I'll do as well is every single day, I'll write a list. So on that list, there's two sides of the paper. And it just looks like a T, like this. And one side on the left, it says imperative. On the imperative side, these are things that are directly going to help me move towards my goals that day. Might be 7 or 8 things. So for a physical perspective, I had that written out today. Actually, it's on my phone. I had 2 shakes, all my tabs, my 3 liters of Glow Lean, and a workout. So tick, 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 tick. Yeah, there's something really powerful about writing it down, guys. Not even on your phone, like actually writing it down, having it on you, going, okay, what do I need to do? Opening up your list, cross, 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 cross. Then I had some business goals and some things I wanted to do to talk to new people on there, cross, 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 right? Do the imperatives first. A lot of us get busy being busy because the other side of the list is the important. And if we focus on the important stuff first, that's when you meet these people that do nothing, but they have no time. Because they spend so much time doing this stuff, which won't change their life. Stuff you have to do, but you might not have to do it today. On the imperative, it's the stuff you have to do today. And what you'll find that will do is it'll give you that clarity we spoke about. It gives you a plan. People move through life, guys, and they don't even have a plan. You build a house, what do? You draw up a plan so you understand where the bricks go and where everything goes, where you do the slab. You ever see a builder start building a house without a plan? They'd be crazy. They'd be getting locked up, bricks everywhere, toilet on the roof. Like there's no structure, there's no plan. But just this simple little tip will just give you clarity and focus, and you'll have so much more direction. But more importantly, guys, subconsciously, when you're crossing things off your list, you're winning. And then when you're vibing winners, you're going to attract winners, which ties into the power of association. You just feel like there's something really cool about crossing things off a list. You feel like you're up and about. Like it was like 11:30 today, and I felt like I had so much stuff done. I felt so productive. I felt like I was moving towards my goals. I felt happy because I was pumped up because I felt like I was getting stuff done and I was moving towards my goals. And when you're feeling like that, guys, you're going to see the opportunity. Yeah? Just remember with your goals, guys, if you don't have them, you're like a ship in the harbour with no lighthouse. You're just going around in circles. And you'll end up in circles. You'll end up old and wondering where your life went. And if you want to be like in the normal bracket, then that's fine. But normal's not that attractive these days. 9 to 5, be broke when you retire, have a house, 2 cars. Like some people want that stuff, but I'm telling you guys, you can still have that stuff and a whole bunch more if you set goals. Phone's on silent, everyone. Cool. So that's TGIM tonight, guys. What I want you guys to do, and a question I have to ask, so people that aren't on this call have to send this to their coach, is what is send one massive goal, just one, that you want to achieve in any of those subcategories to your coach tonight, or when you watch this, then they'll know you've watched this. What I know, those guys, and just as a tip before I can open this up for questions for you guys, you can send some through. But just as a tip, people in their priorities, they focus on either their careers and their business, everyone else, and not themselves. Focus on yourself. And then everything else, when you get better, things get better. So, and in particular, a lot of people work out. I've seen some people with amazing rigs, bodies, abs, everything, but they're broke. Why? Because they spend all their energy on the physical and nothing on the mental. So make sure you're training your mind, guys. That's what drives your body. Your body's like your physical support system for your mind. It's not vice versa. Okay? So guys, we're going to open this up for questions. 5 minutes. First in, best dressed. Fire them away if you want to. You guys have any? You have the luxury of being live. And everyone else is muted. You learned something. Anyone? Oh, Katie. We got. What's your favourite Les Brown quote ever? We call them Lesies to start with, but favourite Les Brown quote. Probably the one that I just mentioned, Cody, because I've never heard it put that way before when I first heard it. You hear a lot of quotes and it's just something that you've already heard said differently. But I've never heard someone talk about goals like that. So, having goals too small and hitting, and still not experiencing the success you're after, that's something I've never heard before about setting big goals. So that's probably it. So I'll actually find a proper quote for you guys just while we're waiting for some questions to come through, just so you guys can write it down properly, because I can't remember exactly how it's worded. It says here as well, shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you land amongst the stars. He was the first to say that. Actually, no, I got a new one, Katie. I got a new one. Do what is easy and your life will be hard. Do what is hard and your life will become easy. Just drop the mic on that one. How often do you revisit your long-term goals? From there? Well, daily, because I'm thinking about my long-term goals when I'm writing my important and imperative list. So every day. Kerry might have a question. She's just struggling to get it out. But guys, if we do have any questions, I'm going to upload this into the challenge group and into Empire Squad results. So just comment them below. And if I don't answer it, I probably haven't seen it. So just tag me again and I'll definitely answer it for you guys, okay? So unless someone's typing one in, I'll just give it another 10 seconds and I'll let you guys go. I was just sending tick ones. What was the name of the audio by Brendan Burchard? It's called The Motivation Manifesto. And it looks like this might actually start playing. Looks like that. But that's back to front, obviously. Yeah. What about having integrity? Don't know what that means. But yeah, you should always, like, if your goals are predetermined and they're worthwhile to you, it should always be done with integrity, because what I've found is, or just based on other people's experiences that I've read about and stuff like that, is when they don't, it always ends up bad for them and they always lose everything. It's kind of like the karma police come knocking and they take it all back. So Jordan Belfort, for example, is one of them. So you always should be achieving your goals, but it should never be in a sense where you harm someone to be able to get them. There's so much. People think you have to climb over people in life to succeed. Succeed's like an uncapped thing. Success, is an uncapped thing. So you don't have to take from someone to achieve. You just have to focus on helping as much people as, like Zig Ziglar says, you help enough people get what they want, you get everything you want. So it's not help enough people, crash and burn and get what you want. That's a way not to get what you want. So, integrity is in doing what you say you're going to do. Well, that's obviously important as well. That comes down to taking mass action. So I don't know anyone that's achieved anything worthwhile that doesn't take mass action. So that kind of goes hand in hand with integrity and doing what you say you're going to do. They say let your success make the noise, not your lips. And I don't know what you mean, Tash, about going to your chat. Maybe message Adriana because I didn't get one. What else we got here? There's a few. How often should you revise your goals? When you feel like they're not big enough anymore. Like, good goals are very, very difficult to achieve. Like, if you have good goals, you have to change as a person to achieve them. Like, for the better. Like, they're predetermined, they're worthwhile. You have integrity around them as well. They're ethical. You're helping people. You're adding value into the world. You should be setting big goals, but generally, if you're really new to goal setting, your big goals now, as you evolve as a person, in a year's time, you'll read over them and you'll go, I've done half of this, or I need to take it up a notch. I feel like I can do more now because I've evolved. I'm a better person. The evolution thing kicks in. So revising your goals, like I actually read my goals every day. They're in a little green book I have at home, and that's when I write my list. They're also in the notes on my phone as well. So if I'm just kind of sitting around and you go to the toilet in the morning, got to do something, you may as well read your goals, things like that. But just whenever you get a free time, you should be doing that early in the day, guys, while your mind's fresh, because it'll refocus you on what's important to you. Sometimes we just kind of lose that clarity, get a bit blurry, get busy, doing nothing, Cool. All right, guys. I've had you guys for long enough. Good stuff on jumping on the call tonight. If you found some value, feel free to send it to whoever. And we'll talk to you guys. We'll see you guys really soon. Good luck with the challenge, and keep working on yourselves. Cheers.